Whether a boy or a girl, creating cards for new babies is always one of the happiest kinds of cards to make. So in this lesson, what I'm going to show you is how you can use your pattern paper and also a few little embellishments to make a simple layered card. So the first thing that we're going to do is I've got different elements from the Crate Paper baby line here, and what I love about these papers is there's so many ways that we can mix and match them together. You can layer things together if you're wanting more contrast. You can leave it really simple. It's really going to depend on the card that you're making, and also it's going to depend on the elements that you're making. So before we start going with our card, let me show you a few examples. Here's the first one here where I've got just two different pieces of the pattern paper. Both of them have an ink on them, and I've got just a few little embellishments at two of the corners to bring things together. Here's another example where I took that pattern paper, put it on some wood grain cardstock, and went a little crazier with some ink and some buttons. This is just to show you if you do want to add more embellishing in, if you do want to get some more ink, maybe some mixed media stuff going, you certainly can with a piece of pattern paper. That's just going to be up to you. And then a third example here, my little snowman friend, where I've got little strips of pattern paper as well as a little doodlebug sticker here and another little piece of pattern paper, all on white cardstock. Very simple, very quick, but all of these, same idea where we're just going to take a little bit of pattern paper and use that as the base for our card, use that as our inspiration. So let's get working with this. I just really love this guy. I love you so much. I feel like that's perfect for a card. And this one, this little one, it is cute, but what I really like is this black pattern. So what I am going to do is I'm going to put a little adhesive right in the middle, and I'm going to put this offset. So I just covered up that main element, but that's okay because I'm wanting to mount this. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this Lawn Fawn Manatee Gray ink because this should be a really good ink contrast-wise. And because both of these papers are colors, you know, with the bold black and all of that, I feel like the gray will be a good choice, especially since I'm wanting to put them on this pale paper, and I think maybe a yellow or an orange would be nice to contrast for that layer. And it can be messy, it can be neat, or you can skip the ink altogether. I just happen to like it because it does add another little layer of contrast. And looking at our pattern paper here, I'm leaning towards orange. I'm going to use the Carrot Lawn Fawn ink. And this one I'll be very sparing. I'm not going to put a lot because I do, again, just want that hint of color. And as I put these layers together, what's going to happen, and then I have some yellow cardstock here for a base. What's going to happen as I put this together is areas that will be good for embellishments, areas that maybe I can add a little button, a little charm, maybe a sticker, whatever you might happen to have, they're going to become pretty obvious for us as we build our layers. Now, what I am going to do here is I've centered that and I've offset it just a little bit, and I'm going to do the same with this one. And what I am seeing here, what I feel like would be our good spots, because I have this third layer of paper right here, I feel like a little something right here would be great. So I'm going to get out my glossy accents here, and I'm going to start with this little felt heart because I just feel like that's just perfect for welcoming a new little baby. And then I'm also going to put a little bit on top and then maybe just a few little spots here and here because I am going to want to keep it pretty simple. I have so much pattern and stuff going on with all of those papers. I don't feel like I need a lot of embellishments. I'm going to take a little oval button here, and then I am going to take a little sequin here and another little sequin here. I want to keep this card really gender neutral. So while I do have the pink heart, I don't want to add a bunch of the pink buttons and beads and pearls and things. Now at this point with our card, we are pretty much done, but I do think I want to add one more layer of the gray manatee ink just on the very outside, just to kind of help bring a little more of that neutral gray color in there and tie it all together since all of the layers were inked. And there we have it, a new little card for a new baby.